Welcome to the jungle. My name is Andy and I love to bring you the most inspiring and large scale builds possible in Minecraft. Today we are in the jungle. We are inspired by bamboo today, but we're bamboozling you with a temple. We've got markets coming up. We've got housing, a palace, a giant statue, and even more specialized jungle housing. We've had to develop new building techniques for this episode today, and thank you so much for watching. If you haven't come across my channel before, consider hitting that subscribe button. These videos take a long time to make and I'd appreciate that. So, jungle temples, great fun. By the way, all these jungle temple statues and houses, as you just saw, will be available as part of a large schematic pack if you are one of my Patreons, website members or YouTube channel members. And you can download the whole map in Java or Bedrock and play about with this jungle city. So it's going to be a city, and starting off with 3 or 4 giant temples, and these temples ended up being a lot of fun to build. We use World Edit on a Java Edition server, so you can be quite sneaky with the temple. You can build just 1/4 of it and copy and paste that around the other 3/4, because we've taken inspiration from Mayan and Aztec temples, and they do seem to be very square and symmetrical. Tour coming up at the end of the video so you can get a closer look at some of our building techniques, but building in jungle style is pretty straightforward. You've got a lot of straight walls and a lot of nice fancy decorations on top of the wall, and that's it. You just keep on going on to your next wall and maybe make it concentric squares going up vertically, getting smaller and smaller to make it temple-like. I did like in this giant temple over here, we're building the dark windows at the bottom, almost like a forgotten older part of the temple, which you can maybe no longer access and is maybe even haunted by some spirits of jaguars. I don't know, I'm getting a bit crazy at this point. But this was fun to build. We have got some jungle statues coming up as well, which we're going to put in as well. And you can see them in red sandstone, and I thought this looked really cool, especially if you light up the orange statues with a couple of lanterns. The contrast of the orange color with the stone bricks looks absolutely fantastic. So I'm recording this section in BSL Shaders. The tour later on will be in different shaders. I'll tell you about them when we get to that point. But these ones I think look fantastic along with the Stevens traditional texture pack. So the idea with this temple was to make it as fancy, as big, and as an important part of the city as possible, with these giant gold discs in front. And you can see that one of our building techniques is to build it in wool. First of all, we've got some green wool, and then gradually change it into stone bricks, mossy stone bricks, cracked stone bricks, andesite, slabs, stairs, upside down stairs, everything we can, just to make it look as fancy and as impressive as possible. A big shout out in particular to Dreadspine and Saraswin, who took the lead on this temple build. And there we are in complementary reimagined shaders for the time lapse there. And now we are on to, I think, what would be an important part of a jungle city, any city really, the trading area, the market, the place where commodities are exchanged for whatever form of currency you would have in the jungle. I've actually been to the jungle. I've been to South America, I've been to Guyana for a survival experience, and it was pretty amazing. And I think people would trade in fish. You would have to plant some small fruit trees as well, but yeah, the diet of fruit and fish, and if you can go hunting for some wild pigs, that would add to your diet as well, and all these would be traded in the marketplace. So now we're on to housing, and we developed these little houses, and we were able to flip them, rotate them, make different versions of them, and they're made simply of jungle wood, and we've got mangrove wood as well, and we added in some little details like totem poles and campfires and hammocks and eating tables. And we spread these houses round. We've got a special brush that lets you plant your houses. Once you've designed your houses, you can rotate them, flip them, place them, add some paths, and it's actually a pretty straightforward process of building once you have come up with designs. Coming up with designs, not so easy, but I think you'll agree the effects are absolutely brilliant. We also added some water butts to collect the rainwater on top of the houses, and this is something I saw in a little touristy village I was in at the edge of the jungle. There was water butts on top of every roof, and of course it rains just about every day in the jungle, and that's how you get fresh, clean rainwater. It's the palace. I hope this is inspiring you, this build. We loved doing this. This is such good fun, and we've got Minecraft 1.20 coming up very soon, in which we'll be able to build with cherry wood, but also bamboo wood as well. Now with this palace, we've made a central area with plenty of storage, and that is going to be kind of our basement area. And then you'll enter the temple at kind of the first floor or the second floor level, and that's where all the rooms. So the rooms are in orange wool just now, faced with kind of red fancy wool, and then we've got a central round area at the top in which we're going to put in a very, very big fancy tree, and that's going to give you plenty of shade and protection from the sun and the rain in the jungle. Once it was all built with wool, all we had to do was turn the wool into stone brick, mossy stone brick, cracked stone brick, andesite, and then we've got these really cool little statues as well, which we repurposed from a medieval build and turned them into red sandstone. And again, it gives you that beautiful contrast. So this upper lake is a great place to collect water for the city as well. And if you download this map, which you will be able to from my Patreon, then you'll be able to maybe run water down from this lake into the city as well. We didn't do that, but what we did run down the hill was a staircase so you can climb up to the palace, and then we ran that over towards the first of the smallest temples. And then we decided to make another kind of pyramid area here, initially rectangular, but we do turn it into square, which is a bit more jungly, a bit more Mayan. And we thought, what do we put on top of that? We weren't quite sure what to put on top of it. We ended up going for a library. But here we go. This is the palace. And a big shout out and thank you to the builders, Sarasvin, Linsidious, VFDH, Darksaber and Dreadspine. Now, these junglers, is that what you call people in the jungle? They need something to worship, a giant statue here, and we decided to carve this out of a big lump of stone and take inspiration from some large Mayan or Eastern Asian statues as well. By the way, I do build these things live on Twitch, so do follow me on twitch.tv/Andyisyoda to join in the builds, help out, or even just make some suggestions in the chat. So once that statue was carved, we were able to layer it in using special pasting software layer by layer so you can see it appear as if by magic into our city. And then shout out to Linsidious, who has taken the lead in building this library. So she built it off camera, so we're pasting it in layer by layer so you can see roughly how the library is constructed, but we will take you inside on a tour as well. And this is a learned, educationally minded civilization where books, learning, scrolls, tablets, whatever you're going to be doing are important, I think. I'm a champion of education, aren't you? So once we put this library at the top of our little pyramid, it was a question of adding in some nice foliage. So we've got some kind of little lakes wrapping around. We've got elephants for decoration, plenty of trees, palm trees, mossifications, greenifications, and then Dreadspine with these beautiful beacons on the side as well, really lighting up the torch of education. And on the inside, you might recognize the floor from a previous build. Look at those snakes at the doorway as well, done by Linsidious. Thank you, Linsidious, you're absolutely amazing. And VFDH's floor as well. And then we've got Sarasvin working away in the middle to create kind of a middle book area where you can see the books getting built up with some nice gold trim and warped wood as well. So the inside of the library just looks absolutely superb. Brilliant snake there wrapped around the books. Now, another design, another housing design. I came up with this kind of building system using mud bricks. We thought mud bricks would be a good thing to make houses of in the jungle. So we've come up with these 4 houses here, and we're going to spam these around, and it makes kind of a richer housing area next to, top right there below the statue, you can see a wonderful amphitheater. Maybe somewhere where plays would be put on, or maybe some battles like gladiators would be fighting. Andyisyoda designed that, and it is absolutely superb. Let's have a tour. Alrighty, so without shaders, to give you an idea what this build looks like, without fancy graphics, just normal texture pack, Steven's traditional texture pack. What do you think of the amphitheater? I love it. Thank you so much to Andyisyoda. I think it looks absolutely brilliant. It looks like there's some little cages there which you could release whatever you're going to release, some jaguars maybe to eat up the poor contestants. So what do you think of this design for building jungle houses? You don't need too much warmth, do you? You can have big open walls. You can have walls with plenty of holes in them, with either trapdoors or with these things, just mud brick stairs. But I think mud bricks are a great way of building in the jungle. What do you think? It's a pretty cool design in my opinion. All you've got to do is scatter these about, and you've got yourself a little jungle city. And then over here we have the design with the mangrove roof, and don't forget to include hanging roots, plenty of vegetation, glow berries, plenty of vines, and you've got yourself a bit of a city. I like this one. It's got kind of a little jungle statue in it, and once you fight your way past all the vines and the bamboo, you can see that this place actually is pretty smart. You go up these stairs, you can go into that part of the building, or you can go further up. Maybe this is where you would sleep nice and safe from the snakes up here. So this is the residential area, and it extends all the way over to there. You've got rope bridges joining up to the market and up to the temple as well. Shout out to Darksaber, who did a brilliant job populating this market and just giving it atmosphere with all the detail, all the things being sold in the market. All the traders absolutely love it. The big elephants mark the bridge over to the first of our temples. Got the library right there. We'll see that in a minute. But these temples are quite spectacular. Lots of water features built in. Shout out to Dreadspine, Sarsfin taking the lead on the temples. And then over on to the big guy. This temple is absolutely enormous. And as you can see, with the statues lighting up the way, once you find your way to the middle, it is very, very imposing. You would definitely want to worship once you got into this place. Look at the size of it, absolutely magnificent. And then this little temple over here, got to show you this one. Dreadspine did this one all on his own, and I absolutely love it. So atmospheric, and the detail in jungle building is really good fun. Have a go. I mean, it's slabs, it is stairs, it is more slabs, it is more stairs, and you just make it up as you go along, and it actually turns out to look pretty smart. I do like the inlaid lime terracotta as a really nice touch. So that is the temples, the market, the residential area, and hope you saw Big George, the big statue, in the distance as well. And then Andyisyoda designed us an amazing library, and we slapped it down, and then we had great fun adding in the foliage, the vines, and these snakes, also designed by Lynn as well. And then VFDH designed this floor for us as well from a previous build. And then Sarsfin designed this middle bit, and then a snake wrapped round. So that's like a stone snake statue here. Andyisyoda with another snake head up here is actually the staircase. So the staircase leads you all the way up to the top here. I guess you could jump down at that point there. But there we go. Who would have ever thought of building a jungle library? Well, we did. We gave it a go. Let me know in the comments what you think of this build, and let me know if you're going to join as a Patreon, YouTube channel member, or a website member, all the same price. And you can download this map in Java or Bedrock. Gonna need a trim there, dude. Your fringe is getting a bit long. Over to this area, and we can have a quick look at the palace, which does look quite spectacular with shaders on. Let me add shaders in. My frames are going to just crash. This is a very complicated build, but it kind of deserves... Yeah, look at my frames right down to 20. Oh my word. I've got a good graphics card. Maybe I need an even better graphics card. But it just looks so cool. Let's take those off so I can actually move. Inside the palace, you've got a big tree. It's maybe a little bit overgrown. You're going to have to fight your way around. But if you go up these stairs, then you would get up to this level, and you get up to the gardens. Beautiful gardens where you could explore or just maybe jump down into the pool. And then there are plenty of rooms in this palace here where you can actually see where all the functions and maybe the bedrooms would be as well. Thank you so much to the builders. Need to add VFDH's name to this, and technical support from Aaron as always. Thank you so much, Aaron. You are amazing. Well, that is our jungle city. If I had a little bit more time, I might have added in a large treehouse, maybe a defensive watchtower. Treehouse would have been a cool thing to build as well. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Let's increase the render distance, see how much we can see. We'll put on shaders as well and watch my frames go down to about 10. And sit back, relax, and then just take in the view. 4 temples, a library, a statue, 2 residential areas, a coliseum, amphitheater type thing, and a market. What do you think? Marks out of 10 in the comments. Thank you so much for watching. See you next time. Ciao, ciao. In the blocks. Be with you. Where are my frames gone? Frames per second. There we go.